Hey, this is Evan with Octane and Electrons. Today we're going to look at the Venlab VM-200M multimeter, a digital multimeter. And I like different kinds of multimeters. I have lots of them, like testing them. So we're going to take a look at this and see how it operates. We're going to use it with some typical stuff that I use it for. So we're going to test battery voltage, measure current, and we're going to check resistance. This has other features as well. It's just not stuff that I typically use in the way I do motorcycle and automotive stuff. So I've already opened it and put batteries in it so I could check it out, and hooked up the test leads and all, but we'll show you where everything goes. So we have a user manual in there. Nice box. Okay, we have our meter. 2 AA batteries. Cover is right here with a single Phillips head screw. Does have a stand in the back, which is nice. The meter feels nice. It's all plastic. It's definitely a lower cost meter, but it's fine. It's made just fine. Looks durable enough. I don't see any issues there. And what I do like about it is the leads are really nice. Sometimes these test leads can be really cheap and pull out of the terminal here, and this has strain relief on the wires, which is nice, good insulation, and the test leads are just really nice. They're thick plastic and they have really good pointed tips, so I was happy with that. These are pretty decent quality. So yeah, here we go. Let me just turn the screen on, and you'll see we've got a hold feature, which is really nice, and a backlight, which is great, especially if you're using this at night. It has typical features you'd expect from a meter in this price range. It's not auto ranging, so you have to set your own ranges. We've got a range of very reasonable DC voltages. We have reasonable AC voltages, 200 and 600 volts. The DC side was as low as 200 millivolts up to 600 volts, which is great. Lots of current ranges as well for DC current measurement. We're going to test the 10 amp setting, which is on its own separate fuse. A diode continuity setting, which is excellent, and then very reasonable resistance ranges, 200 up to 2 meg. So that's covers everything you need for normal use. It does have a transistor tester, which is cool to see on these meters, but man, I typically wouldn't buy a meter like this if I was going to be testing transistors. I mean, it's nice to have. It's always an interesting feature to be included on these. I don't think most people that buy a meter like this typically use it for component testing like that, but who knows. So anyways, good case. See, it's got a black front and the rest of the case is blue. I thought that was interesting, but it looks nice and feels good. So let's do a few tests of stuff to see how it works. So, I typically work on motorcycle electronics, and we do stators, voltage regulators, stuff like that. So I often use a meter for testing resistance of stator windings. So that's always a great test. So here I have a stator here, and we'll do a test between the leads on the stator to check the winding. So I'm going to set my range down here low. I'm going to measure like below 1 ohm. So I'm going to set to the 200 ohm range. And let's see if I can do this well. Sorry, this is going to be hard to hold and measure. I should have used a tripod today. Here we go. There we go. So let's see, I'm expecting this low of range. Most meters aren't super accurate, but I'm expecting, 0.2, 0.4, somewhere around there. Make sure I get on the terminal as well. There we go, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Great. So yeah, I found most meters, especially cheaper ones, are not super accurate at this real low resistance range like you see from large wire on these stators. So it might take a minute to give you a measurement. So that's fine. And we can see what we get with internal resistance on the meter too. That should be interesting. So there I'm touching the tips together. Yeah, 0.1, 0.2. So that's what I expect. That's reasonable for this kind of meter, so works fine. Great. Let's as well turn our light on. Then we'll also check. Let's check DC voltage. So we're going to measure, it's a motorcycle battery here, so we're going to measure, get our stator out of the way. So resistance looks good. Let's see what we get for 12 volt battery measurement, what kind of accuracy we have. There we go. Good, 12.99. Yeah, I confirmed it with another meter that measured within 1/10 of a volt, so I'll take that. Good. Works well. We can also test our continuity setting. So I've turned that over, and let's see. Touching the leads together. Good, nice loud buzzer. Excellent. Okay, well, that works great. So then let's measure some current. I have a light bulb here from one of our ATVs sitting over here. So I'm going to move my lead over to the 10 amp current input and select that setting, 10 amps DC current. And I have some leads here, so I'm going to go ahead and clip them on. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, there we go. So I have my DC current setting, getting a good reasonable measurement, 3.64 amps. You can see I have my leads there connected to some clip leads, measuring current through our light bulb here. So that's great. Works well, good measurement. Nice. Okay, disconnect that. So those are the main things that I would use this for, and it definitely passes all my tests. It gives me reasonable measurements. It's in a nice compact package at a good price. Seems to be well built, good case. You could drop this a few times and it's certainly not going to hurt it. And you know, it's pretty similar. I've tested and had a lot of other fairly cheap low-end meters because I use them and take them on motorcycle trips and stuff. And it's a similar display and similar function to them. And I like them. They've definitely, I think the manufacturers have definitely figured out a way to really make a very nice, compact, usable, well-built, low-cost digital multimeter. And they really check off most of the boxes for your daily activities for car, motorcycle use. And it would do a lot more than that, too. This is just typically how I use it, so I like to show something real world for me. So anyways, hope that helps. Hope you like it. And yeah, I would definitely check out and recommend the Venlab VM-200M, good digital multimeter. All right, thanks a lot.